would you rather care about the suitability of a caregiver wording on a form? Or would you rather have a child end up in a cage?
As they're left alone after these rapes happen. So again, I'm just really concerned that we're not concerned with the children being left with strangers in homes alone, being left at schools without a parent coming home, but now we're concerned about questions in a questionnaire. Let's be a little bit more sympathetic to what's happening, and I ask for an aye vote. Thank you.
That this administration has had a policy of separating kids from families, including locking them in cages along the border. I have to address what I think has been glaring and intentional misinformation that's been put out on this bill throughout the discussion of this bill through the legislative process.
Acknowledge the author, who has put up with quite a bit of personal abuse relating to this very righteous bill because of misinformation and some conspiracy theories that were circulating out in the community. And it's really unfortunate and tragic because this is a really important bill. And
this is a response to the attacks that we're seeing in our community. It is not a concern to the actual cause of this bill. This bill wouldn't have needed to be necessary if none of this was happening in our communities. My fellow assembly member wouldn't have had to jump to the call if our constituents were not being kidnapped in our backyards. This is a response.
The parent's signature. The mom should decide. The mother should make that choice in her direct comments. I wholeheartedly agree with my colleague, but that's not what this bill says. The definition of a relative, someone who can self-identify under the penalty of perjury, which is an AB 109 crime. There's no penalty, no jail time. There's a veiled threat that you might get in trouble, but you self-identify. An individual can self-identify and claim, right? Thank you. And claim that they are a relative for the purposes of signing this caregiver affidavit. The relative definition, the purposes of item 5, permission to read.
Permission granted.
Means an adult who is related to the child by blood, adoption, affinity within the 5th degree of kinship, including step-parents, siblings, and all relatives with a status preceding the words great, 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 grand, spouse of any of these persons, any of the ones I just listed, even if the marriage was terminated, death, or dissolution. If I was in this situation, my ex-husband's second wife and her 4 cousins in the 5th degree could go and pick up my granddaughter with a self-certified affidavit. Now let's go to the affidavit. The affidavit itself says, I don't have my laptop, so you have to forgive me. The affidavit itself, you have to go in to the 5th degree of a self-determined applicant for a caregiver in everything that I just identified, and it says the minor lives at home with and is and I am 18 years old, I'm the caregiver applying for this, the name of the minor's birth date, my name, and my home address. That's it. That person can go in and say, I, under penalty of perjury, am here to pick up so-and-so, this child, and my name is and my address is. You sign under penalty of perjury, which is, like I said, an AB 109 crime, and then it says, warning, educational agencies and healthcare service providers, okay, and the parent's signature, it's in red, it was amended out. There is no parent signature required. My good colleague from San Francisco said, parents should have the opportunity to pre-plan. My good colleague from Los Angeles said, it should be the mother's choice. Wholeheartedly agree.
The schools and doctors are told they can rely on that form without any further investigation. In other words, a person could lie and with nothing more than a piece of paper, gain temporary access to a child. They can enroll them in school, take them to a doctor, or consent to medical care, all without true parental knowledge or consent. Now, as a parent, that terrifies me. And as a child care provider, it really alarms me, because in my work, I have to know exactly who I am releasing children to. I have to ask for copies of custody agreements. I've had to look a parent in the eye and say, you can't pick up your child today because it's not your day. That's my responsibility. And you are putting huge liability on childcare providers in a time where it's already a challenging time to find childcare.
And allowing individuals to use these affidavits without a parent's signature, court seal, or notarization. Eliminating these verification requirements weakens parental rights and creates the risk that someone could improperly assume authority over a child's medical or educational decisions without a parent's knowledge. And I understand they said this part has been taken out. Well, if that part has been taken out, the current law already provides adequate tools for parents to designate guardians or caregivers. AB 495 instead lowers safeguards that protect children and families.
Senator again moves. Call.
Thank you, Assemblymember Rodriguez. All debate having ceased, clerk will open the roll. All members vote who desire to vote. All members vote who desire to vote. All members vote who desire to vote. Clerk will close the roll, tally the votes. Ayes 57, noes 18. The measure passes.